Howdy, hey, everybody. Wait, where am I? Back to live mode. Whew. Confusing. I'm confusing myself. There's always multiple buttons every time to press right before I go live. What is up, everybody? Happy Friday. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Everything going all right? Okay. Sound, picture, chat. Is that all working for everybody? I hope so. Closed captioning, hopefully. Yes, it is Friday, and like I mentioned on Wednesday, I really wanted to get in the first master study stream for the Michael Golden page. We posted that, went over with you guys the three pages, the three options of what pages from the NAM that Michael Golden drew that you guys could pick from for me to do a master study of. So we posted up that poll, went over why I liked each page for you guys on Wednesday's stream. And I posted it out there, and it seems like there was a clear winner, which was option C. And shoot, I don't have a share screen. Can I do a share screen? Hold on a second. Let me see. It doesn't matter. I can just hold it up here. Why bother with the share screen? This is the page that you guys voted on as the clear winner, which is great. I loved all three of the pages. But this one, I think this one had like the strongest emotional impact, which is probably what people were responding to, maybe. I don't know. So yeah, I was just kind of monitoring the poll the last day or two, or day, just to see which one was getting the most votes, and that one clearly was. So this morning I'm like, I'm gonna do it then. Let's get this process started. Let's go. I'm really itching to like get drawing and then, figuring out this process of doing this master study. So I'm very, very excited about this. So right before this stream, before lunch, I went to my local Kinko's, took the page from the comic book. This is the magazine. I guess I could show it. Well, it's all right. This is the magazine, the NAM magazine. Sorry, it's blurring a little bit because of the auto blur on here. This is the NAM magazine that it came from. It's issue 5. And the way these magazines worked was they would combine a couple or 2 or 3 issues of the actual NAM book as it came out in single issues. They combined 2 or 3 of them into one magazine, and then they printed it at this... That blurriness is bothering me. They printed it at this larger magazine size. I believe it's 8.5 by 11 on kind of a newsprinty style paper. And they printed it... The best part about it is they printed it all in black and white, so no colors. So I didn't actually know they had done this until way after I had known about the NAM. I only knew about it as the individual issues. And so as I was trying to find like compilations, I think there's some sort of rights to why Marvel hasn't... They have done a few trade paperbacks of like maybe like 4 issues at a time, 5 issues at a time. But they're very few and far between. Very hard to find, whether on eBay or Amazon or used bookstores. So I always had trouble locating a compilation of the NAM as a book. And then I ran across that they had done this magazine. And the second I found out it was in black and white at a bigger size, I was like, that's for me. So I took the time to try and hunt down all the magazines that Michael Golden drew on. And that's where we're at with those issues. So naturally, when I was thinking of doing a Michael Golden master study, my mind went to this series because I think all of the classic Michael Golden stuff, like the annual Avengers I shared with you guys last time, or the Avengers annual that I shared with you guys last time, or just his Marvel stuff that he did, that stuff is amazing. It's almost a little frightening to me to try and copy what he did in that. Maybe I'll work up to it, but I feel like the NAM was a little bit more simplified and just a little bit more raw, and I love that about his work. And also the content that it was exploring. It wasn't superhero content, it was like war. So anyway, all of those are the reasons why we ended up where we are. The vote came in, I checked the vote, like I said, got excited, went, made my copy, scaled up the page from the magazine. So you can see here with my little note, I scaled it up 140% to try and match the 11 by 17. And I am ready to break this baby down. So that's why we're here. That's why we're streaming today. And it's also a beautiful Friday where I am at here in the Bay Area. So I decided to hole away in a cave and stream when I could be outside. I thought, man, I could go to the zoo. I could stream from the zoo. I could just, touch grass, breathe the wonderful air outside. But then I was like, no, I'm going to hole away in my stuffy office and start this NAM page. So yeah, no, I'm just really excited to get it started because I know these take me a few days to get through, and I just want to crack into it. So very, very excited about that. And I'm also very excited to see all of you guys who have shown up. Cranberry Langers. Whoa, why is this all the way over here? Ecamm always does this to me. Always kind of changes things around. Hang on a second as I adjust. Yeah, let's get that a little bit. Cranberry Landers says he was first, and he was first. Sorry about that, Mark's Music Obsession. I don't know how these things go. All I know is Cranberry Landers jumped into the YouTube chat right when I hit my schedule this stream button. And we had a little bit of back and forth there. And then I posted the link to X, so maybe that's what happened, but you said that you wrote in. I don't know what's going on. I wish I could figure out this stuff. But it's always different every time, if you guys haven't noticed that. There's been no consistency whatsoever. Things are always changing. But we'll get through it. We'll get through it. And you guys are all numero uno, first in my book. Comrade Sammy. Oh, what's up? Wait, hang on a second. I can't. Let's go back. Cranberry Landers. What's up?
This is a cranberry full of power.
All that effort of like working out sound effects and everything for you guys, and I don't even play them? What? Comrade Sammy? Keep me honest. Mark's Music Obsession. Let me make sure I click on the right one. I saw, hang on a second. I know you go. Oh, sorry, let me catch up here. Those are the ones I bookmarked. But then Art and Times Jay Ryan's here. Sorry, my man, I do not have a sound effect for you, but I will work on it. You're on my list. Wait, Art and Times of Jay Ryan? Where are you? Hang on a second. Sorry, I'm looking at both the YouTube chat, the Ecamm chat. I know you're here. Art and Times of Jay Ryan, you've been faithfully coming. I'm just gonna wrench you, buddy. There you go. Welcome to the Mod Squad, Mr. Art and Times of Jay Ryan. Everybody's saying hello. Cranberry Langer says, I was refreshing over and over to see if Rocky would put a stream up. Yes, and you posted that comment too, and I appreciate the tenacity, my friend. That's why I was asking you, were your ears tingling? Because you probably felt it like, it's coming, the stream is coming. So anyway, I'm glad that you were looking forward to it. Glad you were refreshing. That blows my mind that anybody would want to do that. But hey, I even looked this morning. We're at 293 subscribers, people. That's exciting. We're like 7 away from 300. Can you believe that? I actually, one of the funny things I did yesterday, usually after I'm done streaming, yesterday was Thursday. So Wednesday into Thursday. Usually after I'm done streaming, I will kind of rewatch the stream just to see like, oh yeah, that worked, or oh, that was choppy, or just to make sure technical things went well, things that I can learn from previous streams. And I did notice, like, in the Wednesday stream, there was a certain point where like my hair was sticking up, and nobody mentioned it. Like, hey, Rocky, your hair is sticking up. So I looked like alfalfa for like a quarter of the stream. But anyway, those are the kind of things I notice when I review my streams. And so I was watching. What I did was I watched that, the previous stream, and was like, okay, cool, that worked, that didn't work, or whatever, and was really enjoying it. Then I went back and started sifting through my old streams, and I watched like my very first stream, and boy, that was painful. I knew it would be, but and I watched like the second stream and the third. I kind of went on this little like rabbit hole of watching my older streams, but it was so cool to see the streams that some of you guys came into for the very first time, like Mark's Music's Obsession, Cranberry Langers. John was my very first person in my YouTube chat. Just reminiscing that, and we were back at that time. I was at like, I don't know, maybe like 12 subscribers, 14 subscribers, or something like that. So it's crazy to think that here we are, almost to 300, and we're still hanging out. You guys are still here, so that's really cool. It really makes me happy. But yeah, so anyway, it was fun. It was fun. It's fun to be able to go back and kind of relive those moments and see where we're at, all the mistakes that were happening, and just the conversations that were happening. There were a couple people too. I was like, oh yeah, where did that guy go? Or some people that came in, came out, and it's just fun, really fun. Cranberry Lane just says Rocky was almost a full minute late starting the stream, almost one whole minute, for shame. I really was. I admit it. For shame, just look at your fingernails. That Bugs Bunny cartoon was great. The Bugs Bunny cartoon. Did I miss it? Or is that a joke? I don't know. It's all good. CC is working. Thanks, Rocky. Thank you, Mark, for always keeping me on track with that. I did remember that button today. And like I said, I didn't say this, but I have not researched yet if I can make closed captioning default on. That's next on my list, but I'm glad it's working now. Get some. Whoa. I chose it actually because it looked like it had the just variety of stretcher skills, Rocky, and it was dynamic. Oh, got you. Glad you're streaming. Been in my head a lot recently. Need something to get out. You know what? I told myself I needed this stream too, Comrade Sammy. I needed to get into drawing, even though I'm not even drawing right now. I'm just gabbing. But I needed to get into drawing. I've been doing a lot of computer work on a couple other things. And so I was like, I need to get pencil to paper, and I need to do this now. So that was another driver of getting this going. Cranberry Landers suggests get into some silence, Sammy. Go outside, read your Bible, eat healthy foods. You know, I find, because today was so beautiful outside, I am one of those people that's affected by weather. I don't know if you guys are, but where we live in San Francisco tends to be a little bit foggy for a good chunk of the year, especially summer. But we're kind of coming out of it now, and the sunny days. And when it's sunny and beautiful, it's really, really beautiful. It's like blue skies, not too hot, slight breeze. It's gorgeous. And that's one of these days. And I was just chatting with this lady who I crossed paths with when I was eating lunch outside. And we were just saying, yeah, this is one of those days where this is why you live in San Francisco. But I could just feel it, like just being happier. I got an iced coffee after lunch. The sun is shining. Yeah, it just helped reinvigorate me a little bit. And then I hold away to join you guys. But all that to say, Comrade Sammy, I hope you can get some fresh air and kind of get out of your head a little bit. I hope this will entertain you and give you something to look forward to today, and get you into the weekend, get you sliding into the weekend, and get some rest and relaxation. Go hang out with some friends, eat good food if you can, pull out a pencil and draw, build those shelves. Maybe building the shelves will help. But yeah, I hope this helps. Oh, you already said that. It's an honor just to be nominated. You're wrenched, dude. So we're giving it to you. We're giving it to you. I appreciate your showing up, and I appreciate all the content that you put out individually into the YouTube verse. So great to have you here. Cranberry Langer says, I want to encourage the success of your channel, Rocky. You need consistency for that, reminding you to stream. I need it, and I love it, and you are doing it for me, Cranberry Langer, so thank you so much. Comrade Sammy's been here since the beginning, folks. I'll be lurking up from here on due to the treadmilling. Ooh. I don't like treadmilling. I really don't. I would rather walk outside. I know some people can't and treadmill, but I don't know. I always get so bored really quick on the treadmill. And it's never for me, whether I'm in the gym or even if it has a TV in front of me, it's just not for me. I'd rather like lift weights or go on a jog out in nature than treadmill, but that's all right. Comrade Sammy says, your streams always help, and yes, currently working on my shelves. Awesome. I'm sure they're going to be great, especially with that gold drill bit. Doing minor but positive tests helps you get into a positive. Yeah, I'd say, like, I know for me, when I get in a little of a mental funk, just taking little positive steps of making sure I self-care a little bit. Sounds like such a hokey word, but it is what it is. It's like doing things that can give me that little hint of joy, or help me see outside of the myopia of what's in front of me, or just laughing, or talking with somebody, watching a fun stream. All those kind of things help, and definitely getting outside does help, like just staring at nature or something natural that reminds me like it's not just about the crap that's in front of me, but there's something bigger than myself. So, but you're doing it, Comrade Sammy. Titanium drill bit, yes. It looked gold to me. It sounds cooler if it's gold. Oh man, 110 degrees. Ugh. Yeah, I think I'd rather take foggy weather. I definitely would rather take foggy cold weather than super hot sunny weather. Yeah, I'm not good when I'm melting. Cranberry Langer says, I have damaged muscles in my upper body. I also have pinched nerves up there, and running does damage to my knees. So walking the treadmill is all right, cool. Fair enough. Yeah, knees are tough. That's why I don't like... I mean, I guess you can control it with treadmill. But, yeah, I'm not a big running person. I just said I like walking it outside. I do walk. But I'd rather be doing something while I'm walking. Seeing nature, like the zoo. I love walking in the zoo because at least I'm looking at something interesting, drawing possibly, or walking with friends. Yesterday I walked with my buddy Marty, who I am trying to get him on stream with me again. I will. We'll get it going. But I took a walk with him yesterday. We were walking a friend's dog, and it was fun. We didn't even go that far, but it was fun just to talk and walk at the same time and say that we were getting exercise when we were probably not. We probably burned like 12 calories tops. All right. Okay. Was pretty windy yesterday. Sat outside for like an hour just feeling the breeze. Nice. Yes. Yep. It's great. I guess treadmill's good for that kind of stuff. All right, cool. Let's get into it, guys. Let's get into the good stuff. So here we are. Where are we? There we are. This is the page. Let me just adjust my camera a little bit. Boop, 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 boop. This is the page that we will be doing the master study of. Page 22 of issue 5 magazine on the NAM. Again, similar to the Mike Zeck page, I probably won't be doing word balloons. So I was thinking about this as I was looking at this page. Probably here I'll just have to like improvise. Not too big of a deal. Improvise what's behind there. But this particular page, the word balloons aren't So yeah, no problem there. I tried to scale this guy up as close as possible, keeping it within safe as I could. I won't get it I won't get it exactly 1 for 1, but close enough. Close enough so that like the Zec page will be learning what we need to learn from the page. And it's cool because I mean, you guys can't see, but I actually pinned up those pages, the finished ink page and the drawn pencil page in my office, and I can stare at it every day. It's really cool. So exciting. Okay, cool. And then going to this bigger view here, I'm using Color Ace. Got a new one. The old one I had, about half the size. It's a little lighter too. I don't know, but it's the same number, 20. Sometimes they do this 20044. It's the same number, so I'm assuming the lead's the same. Maybe they just colored the body a little bit different, but whatever. All right. So examining this page, it's a simple, I say simple, nothing simple. 6-panel page. Each panel is almost positive it is. Visually it looks like it is. It's about the same. Yeah, it's about the same size. So yeah, I'm just gonna start transferring this over, or gridding this out and transferring it over. The gutters on this page are a little thinner than the ticked out gutters on this Strathmore pre-marked page. So I'll probably kind of eyeball it and adjust it accordingly. Like you can just see right here, this is way wider than this gutter here. So I'll adjust it a little bit, but we'll get the gist of it. I don't like how I'm drawing at a slight, I'd mentioned this before, I'm drawing at a slight angle, but then when you look at it on stream, it kind of pinches a little bit because of the camera. But, if I were more resourceful, I would tilt my camera to face it more straight on, but you guys get the picture. Then I'm going to put a little bit, I think I'm going to try a little bit of background music. What do you guys think? Just the generic one. Comrade Sammy, I've listened to a lot of Fat Rat, actually, but I have not downloaded any of it. So I'll get there, and just figuring out how to get it on stream and all that, I'll get there. But right now I've got the Gennaro music that I found. Hopefully it doesn't bore you guys too much, but I feel like, I don't know. Do you guys feel like you need music? Well, let me know. I'll follow your guys' lead if you think I need music, because I kind of feel like I do. Otherwise, you're just hearing the fan out of my computer, but who knows? All right, let's see. Comrade Sandy says, it was pretty windy yesterday. Sat outside for like an hour, just feeling the breeze. That's nice. Sorry. Why did you throw that over there? Ecamm? Music streams. Oh, yeah. Yep, we already talked about this. Looking at palm trees. Palm trees. Wow. Cranberry, where are you? The gym. Arizona. Oh, wow. You're in Shelby territory. I think Shelby's in Arizona. Hey, what's up, Mr. Monkey Boy? Where are we? Where are you?
How do you say monkey in French?
I was just mentioning to the chat that yesterday I was watching some super old streams, and my very first live stream was the one that I went through all the bande dessinée that I picked up from Paris. And so it made me think of you because you were there. And there was a lot of books that I went through. And I actually was like, oh, wow, I don't remember I had that book. So it was kind of cool to go through it. But I was reminiscing of when I first met a lot of you guys. So it was pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to move my mic a little bit because I got to lean forward. And if my head comes into frame here, apologies. Sometimes I lean close. I think I mentioned to some of you guys, I went to the eye doctor. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I should. The eye doctor a couple days ago, and I was telling her that I'm starting to feel just a little bit of strain in my eyes. And she was like, well, you could either get glasses or you can just not lean so far in. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do that. I think I'm just too used to like leaning far in like a little kid. Like I would draw like this as a little kid. Like with my head sometimes down on the page. Oh gosh. Sometimes drawing a straight line is the hardest thing, even though I have a ruler. Comrade Sammy says, which songs did you like? Okay, I actually have a list. I wrote down the songs that you told me, and the ones that I liked Rule the World. I thought that one was cool. I liked them all. Like, they definitely have a certain flavor to it. I like Rule the World. Xenogenesis. Do you know that song? Xenogenesis. Mayday was another one I wrote down. Windfall. Infinite Power. And No No No. I like No No No, actually. So yeah, I all the ones that I think all of those songs had, I think they all had lyrics to them. So I was gonna try and find versions that didn't, but yeah. Cranberry Langer says your usual music works. Okay. Maybe I'll pop that in 1 second. Art and Times, Jay Ryan says, yeah, I've moved the camera around a bunch trying to get the angle right for draw streams. It's a little hard. I've seen some really cool streams that were super artsy. I don't know if they were live streams though. I'll have to go back and check. Maybe they were pre-recorded, but they were like super artsy angles of a page, like close in, and they definitely have better cameras than I do. Like they're using professional streaming cameras, or not even streaming cameras, like professional digital cameras. And I am not. I'm using like old technology. I'm just trying to get the most out of it so I don't have to spend a lot of money. But those streams, I was like, wow, that's a cool angle, or that's a great shot. When people can merge that, and I try and do that in my stream, when you can merge the tech aspect of it and the drawing aspect of it too. Like when you find that sweet spot, it's really fun. That's the kind of channel that I want. But sometimes, well, it's not always the tech that gets in the way. Sometimes my drawing gets in the way too. Alright, maybe that's a little too thin on the panels. I should just follow the line. How can you draw with your head? You can't. I draw with my heart. What's up, awesome one? How are you doing, man?
Yes! That's awesome!
Emo Trash, what's up? People coming in. How are you guys doing this fine Friday? We're starting the master study for Michael Golden. I could not wait. I saw the votes. There was no way that the votes were going to tip the scale to another page. Well, I didn't think it was going to happen. So I just not jumped the gun. I never gave an end date. So I can do whatever I want. Yeah, so I saw that the clear winner from the voting as it stood was this page 22 of, I'm going to write this down because I keep forgetting, magazine issue 5. So yeah, this is the one we're going to do, which I'm very excited about. It's a great page. Then let's see, that's a little bit, well, we'll just keep that the same height. I think the width is a little different though. Yeah. So I'm going to keep I think the height's close enough up to my live line, my safe line here. I think the width It's a little wider, so let me just mark it. I don't have to get it super exact for what I'm trying to do, but I also don't want to not get it close, because then I found, and this was kind of the experience of working on that Zec page, if I'm like, well, I don't need to get that proportion right, then it affects everything. It's kind of like a domino effect a little bit. So the closer I can try and get to the copy or the original, the better. But yeah, just blocking out these panels first, panel borders. And luckily this one is just a simple 6-panel page. And yeah. All right, cool. Got those marks. Got that mark. I'll end it here. Cool. How dare you sneak yourself on stream without my notice? I don't think I was that sneaky. I wasn't trying to be sneaky. About to pick up pizza for dinner. Peace. All right. Take care, awesome one. Hopefully it's got chicken in it or something. Knowing you. Watching at my comic shop. No kidding. Like on your phone? That's cool. Yesterday my buddy Lang, who has showed up, El Chung has showed up in my streams before, in the chat before. He texted me and he was like, "Oh yeah, we're watching your stream. My family's watching your stream," and he sent me a picture from his home, and they were watching it on TV. He had it projected on his TV. Excuse me, his TV. And I was like, "What?" And I guess like his kids were watching some of it and his wife was watching some of it, and I was like, that's not awkward at all. Like my face was huge in their living room. But watching at your comic shop, that's cool. That's kind of appropriate. Cool. Hope you're finding cool stuff at your comic shop. Okay, let me put on, maybe. Oh, Mark's Music Session says, impossible to have the channel I really want because of music copyright. Oh, yeah, I feel ya. Mark's Music Obsession. I think that copyright thing always kind of trips me up, at least. It's like, well, is this going to get caught? But then I see people like, I don't understand how some people can stream full songs of stuff and not get struck. And then, other people just stream like a few seconds and then there something gets yanked. So I'm not 100% sure why that is. And I'm pretty sure the people that stream stuff aren't, I'm pretty sure they're not like, the things that they have aren't like copyright free. Like when I've seen them, like that's definitely not copyright free, but who knows? I did. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Mark's Music Obsession. I saw a channel. I'm going to research it and I will let you know maybe in another stream. But I saw a channel that was really cool, and the way that he filmed it was really cool, and it was about like music gear and audio gear. And I thought of you in it, and I was like, oh, I wonder if Mark's Music Obsession would like a channel like this. Pizza, what's up? Emo Trash, that's probably my bad. I'm teaching Rocky the chat ninja ways. That's right, she is. She is my sensei. Can't feature equipment with music playing or talk about breakdown songs and performances. Can recommend stuff, but not the same. What's up, Alan Lau? Back again. Cola Race blue pencil for the win, So I got a new one of those. I got my trusty Tuscan Red. And I also whipped out Scarlet Red, which is another one of my favorites. I thought, maybe today's a Scarlet Red day. Maybe I'll start with my Scarlet Red. I did the panels in blue. No. I feel like a blue. I'm a blue today. But what's up, Alan Lau? Good to see you. Let's see. Mark's Music Obsession says, I always watch on my 65-inch with my mom. That is so frightening for me to hear, man. Flattering and frightening at the same time. But sure. Okay, this panel feels a lot narrower than I need it to be, but it's not. Huh. Right. So I'm just, like I did with that Zec page, I'm just going to start blocking in basic shapes here. Just to start getting... I am so tempted to just like line it up and make sure it's the exact height and width, but that's not good exercise. That's like straight up tracing. So we'll just try and work it here. Just gotta have confidence to, like, you know, block it out. Yeah, I really love this page. There's some great... One thing, I had mentioned this when I was talking about what I loved about Golden's work, but and he is great with like the cartooning of characters and merging that with realism. But his expressions, I don't think I called that out. His expressions are so great. And I feel like I first was exposed to Todd McFarlane's work before I knew who Michael Golden was. And I thought Todd McFarlane... Did you guys hear that? That was my cat. I don't know if you heard that. Oi! He doesn't like when I cough. It's really weird. Let me see if I can get him... let's see if he can get you guys to hear. Can you guys hear that? Such a jerk. I'm like, what does coughing have to do other than interrupt your sleep? I don't know. What does it have to do with your life? What was I saying? Oh, expressions. Yeah. I feel like McFarlane, I thought he had like great, and he does. He had great like exaggerated expressions on his characters. And I thought he was the guy who like figured that out. But when I look at Golden's work, and especially from the NAMM, I realized like, oh, McFarlane was totally looking at what Golden was doing. Because like these characters look like they could be like Peter Parker or, you know, J. Jonah Jameson or any other characters that McFarlane was drawing at the time. He does some, yeah, there's some panels that could look like he looks like he took like direct, not copies, but direct influence on what Golden was doing. All right, let's see. Make sure things are lined up here. This horizon line looks like it's about halfway point. So one of the things I'm always looking for or seeing in composition is kind of the rule of thirds and like how people break up their composition like within a panel like in thirds, because there's like a lot more, it's like a design thing, kind of like balance and a lot more interest. It doesn't seem so static. And so I'm trying to find out, or just seeing how each one of these pages are divided up compositionally. It's always really informative. So like, for example, just looking at this now, this horizon line here is a little lower than half of the panel. And then this one is a little higher here. Because it would, my assumption is, if he had done the same exact horizon line here across, you would have felt like it was one shot and then this panel cut in between it. But he kind of staggered them a little bit to show you that, oh, we're at a different angle, the camera's kind of placed in a different way. And so here, like, for example, this is a shot of the Viet Cong looking through the brush. He's kind of, you can imagine, even though we don't know where he is or see him, you can imagine he's low to the ground, so the horizon line's a little bit higher here. While here is more of a little bit like a establishing shot, not a little bit, but it is an establishing shot of the land Is this, I think this is also part of the horizon here, kind of at an angle, like two planes here. And the idea is that the camera's a little bit higher to show us a wider shot, show us more of the environment and the sky at the same time. Yeah, I think these are trees as well, not clouds as I originally thought. So I'm guessing that's a second line up here. We even have 5G in the boonies. Pause the song, comment, then resume. That's too much work. Too much work. I'm here completely on time because I was getting tired of that sketch anyway, and Rocky just so happened to appear on my phone in perfect time for a break. Nice. Later in the evening streams, I watch on my phone. Okay, cool. Yeah, don't want to be waking up the neighbors with my large head on a 65-inch. Did you guys hear that? You heard it? Isn't that crazy? He's always been like that. I notice it. I never put two and two together until it happened a few times, but it's usually when he's sleeping next to me, and I'll cough or sneeze something, and he'll keep he's asleep, but he'll keep complaining. It's not even like a "oh, are you okay" kind of meow. It's like a "stop it, it's too loud." Yeah, he might. Shopping time. Nice, Mr. Monkey Boy. Go get some good comics. I don't know why he's meowing. It's crazy. Comrades ever said, these shelves are taking forever. Hard matching where the dowel pins need to go to connect the wood. Are you building the shelf from scratch, or is it like a kit? Like did you design how the dimensions of the shelf and all that kind of stuff? That's awesome if you did that. I'm I'm not handy, but I'm also not super handy where I'm building stuff from scratch. Actually, my buddy Lang El Chung, he's great, a great builder from scratch kind of guy. So I think he was just building shelves recently. Why does this feel so tight? This feels really tight compared to the original. That's weird. Put this ruler away. Right. And as I rough stuff in, I kind of like to hit something for a little bit, and if I get stuck or bored, I'll jump around to the next part. This is my first time trying to build a shelf. I'm winging it. Okay. Make sure you don't put anything super valuable on these shelves that you're winging right now. Sometimes I wish I could build stuff because shelves, for example, for holding your books or your comics, are good shelves are hard to come by. I always, I get, nice looking shelves or whatever, but then after a certain while, probably because of the amount of books that I get, my shelves will start bowing. I hate that. Then you get all these wonky, I know it's probably because the cheap wood, particle board or whatever it is, but I hate that. So I always thought, man, if I could just build my own shelves that specifically can hold the weight of all the graphic novels that I own and the comics that I own, that would be awesome. This is tripping me out. One thing I do have to buy, probably gonna look on Amazon after this stream is I have to buy myself a clear ruler, clear straight edge. Have to buy myself probably some circle templates. Because that would help in this kind of scenario. Oh, okay. Let me put on some of the music. This one? Oh, Lord. Is that too loud, you guys? Let me know if it's too loud. Hey, what's up, Katie? How are you? How are you doing? Good to see you again. Just starting to break down this page that everybody voted on for the master study. That feels like really loud to me. Is that really loud to you guys? I already feel it, like Golden is way more technical minded than I am. So like I'm like, oh geez, this is scary. Angle's a little bit higher. I like this. Whoa. Music just got really aggro. I don't like that song. Switch. I'm switching color. I'm switching pencil too. That blue, for some reason, felt a little harder. Not enough soft lead in there. It's so cool doing this kind of study too, because I'm just looking at, like, say this arm, and it's like you figured out all the like slight musculature and the sinews and just kind of the angle and the bend and the expression. But when you read it, you're just like, oh, cool. And that character's like, you know, you get it immediately. But like, but he spent a way more time figuring that stuff out than I did staring at it. But maybe that's why his work has more of a lasting impression on me. I don't know. It's always interesting, like the amount of work you put into a drawing versus how long somebody's actually staring at it are not directly connected, unfortunately for the artist. But I gotta believe that people that put more into it, like more effort, thinking, figuring things out, that stuff has a more lasting impression than the stuff that's just kind of like, I don't know, just like a quick flick of the wrist kind of stuff. That's my theory, at least. Whacked. Oh, off here. Let's see. Yeah, his elbow's like here. Totally off for this guy. And the top of his head is here. Yeah. Katie says, I'm good, thanks. Happy to see you streaming. Thank you, Katie. It's a little, the music was a little loud. Hopefully it's okay now. Hopefully John turns up. Through the grammatical errors of his dysfunctioning keyboard, my assumption is that he's still out to get a new one. Oh, did something happen with his keyboard? Dang, that wouldn't serve John well. Look at Katie coming in at almost midnight her time. Nice. Comrade Semi says, I'm just going to continue to use the trial and error method. It's working great. Until you put something on the shelf. I'm just off to bed, but I like to unwind and watch a stream. Nice. Yeah, I do that. I do that all the time, too. I'll either like watch something or obviously read a comic, read a book. I did just recently pick up, you guys will laugh at me for not having read it yet, but I picked up Batman Hush, the Jim Lee series from, I didn't realize it was so old, 2002, I think, 2001, 2002, which is crazy old. But I've never read it before. I don't know why I didn't. I'm not a huge fan of Jim Lee on Batman, ironically enough. I love Jim Lee stuff, but I'm not a huge fan of him on Batman. And I never got into that series. But yeah, I finally got it at the library, my local library. It was available, and I had it transported to my nearest branch, and I picked it up. So I started reading that last night, made it through the first issue. Part of the reason why I wanted to read it was I saw that there was an exclusive at San Diego Con this year of something from that book. It was like the first issue. They had a oversized, I don't know if it was at size, but it was definitely an oversized first issue of Batman Hush. And one side was the first issue all in pencils, and then you flip it over and it was all in inks. So that was an exclusive you could get at San Diego Comic, and I saw it on eBay, and I was like, oh, should I get it? And I'm like, but I actually haven't read it before. So I don't know if I'll like it to get it. And it wasn't cheap either, so yeah, I'm reading the book first, and then I'll decide whether or not a black and white is worth it. See now? I feel like there's so much more distance here of the gun showing than when I gave it, which is crazy to me. Yeah, his hand is like here. So if his hand is here, is it because my margins are not as wide? Crazy. These characters have so much, for lack of a better word, character, just in their expressions, and it's like little cigar sticking out of this dude's mouth. It's like pursed face. So good. This is like classic, something McFarlane would get from Michael Golden, is this like really pursed bottom lip, like sticking out. That was so classic for McFarlane's art, and I can see where he got it from Golden. I got this dramatic head here. One of my favorite panels from this page is this head. I just love the unusual cropping and what that does to the like emotion of the scene. The way Michael Golden would do close-up eyes too is very much something that McFarlane borrowed from. I feel like his head is tilted more down. I'm an early to rise, early to bed guy for the last few years. Yeah, I'm a late to rise, late to bed guy. Yeah, I've always been. I don't know if that'll shift. I'm sure that'll shift more as I get older, but I've always thought, my wife's like, you can't keep the same sleep habits that you did as a college student. And my answer to that is, wanna bet? No, I don't know. I love the quiet of the night to like think, process. Yeah, that eyeball definitely is tilted more down. It's funny with my brain, like my eye to hand transference or translation, I always feel like my hand is always adding like 10% scale, 10 to 15% scale of what I'm seeing. And some of that was true with that my exec page. It's like I drew it just too big. I'm seeing it now too. Midnight here too. I'm in Portugal. Wow, Central Comics. How are you doing? I don't think we've met before. Welcome, welcome. Midnight in Portugal. Portugal. That is crazy. You're from Portugal? Amazing. Welcome. Welcome to my channel. If you're not familiar with what I'm doing right now, just to give a quick explanation, I'm doing a master study of a Michael Golden page from the series that he worked on in the, I want to say the late 80s, called NAM. And I've started doing this series for my channel, master studies of artists, comic book artists that I admire, love, want to learn from, because I feel like it's a great way of just trying to understand, get better in my own craft. So first one I did a series on a Michael Zeck page from Punisher, and now we're doing one on the NAM. But that's awesome that you're in Portugal. That's great. Welcome. Cranberry Lander says, never bad choice. Hush. Really? Okay. I've heard mixed things about it that people do or don't like. But I mean, Jim Lee's artwork is on point for sure on it. And that first issue was really good as far as his artwork's concerned. I'm not a huge fan of Jeff Loeb's writing. Is that blasphemy? Because I know he's worked on some big stuff, but I'm not a huge fan of his writing. Hello to Central Comics. First, oh, you're talking about John. He was unable to use the C and the at keys. That's tough. Slowly his typing devolved into straight up gibberish that I was miraculously able to decipher. My gosh, I hope he wasn't having a stroke. Central Comics, Midnight in Portugal. It's great. Great to see you. Great to have you in here. You added the O. Nice. I'm glad you're an early to rise person, Mark. You get to watch me stream. You're lined up with Katie's time. Get your pizza. How was it? Sounds good. Pizza sounds really good, actually. 4 a.m. past 2 years. Late to bed and optional to rise. That sounds about right for college. Emo trash. Tilt here. Jump back up here. There's already stuff I see as proportionally wackadoodoo. It's okay. It's okay. I always got to tell myself, it's okay. You're learning. That's the whole point. This is not the final line. I think because I had so much success and training in kind of the clean line when it came to like animation and the jobs that I was on. And that's just something that comes in, not I don't know, naturally is the right word, but like it's just the kind of artwork I like. I tend to like stuff that's cleaner and more finished, refined, polished, whatever. But it's also harder for me to kind of loosen up. And so I always go tight really quick on my own artwork, as you can see, which is not good for the roughing phase. Okay, let's move up here. So, yeah, the horizon line's here, and this goes up here. And just to finish up, Central Comics. Is that Central Comics? Yeah, Central Comics. I start off with the rough, go to tight pencils, and then take it all the way to the inks for these master studies that I'm doing. So that at the end of the day, I have like a traditionally inked comic page. And speaking of like liking clean, finished art, That's why I think that's why I enjoy the inking process so much, because it's like, you're putting in that down that final line. Like, I really love that feeling. And gosh, these little dudes back here. So much detail in these little dudes. It's like the patience to draw these details. I don't know if I have it. There's that one artist that I've shown you guys a few times. I've been picking up his books when he works on it. He's been working on the Hulk. He also did a few one-shots here and there, but his name's Danny Earls. He used to be a professional football player, or European football player. And I think he made his career doing that, but then now he's a comic book artist, full-fledged comic book artist, Irish guy. But he really loves, and he's done a couple demos where he really loves drawing backgrounds. And he's good at it too. Like, he loves the perspective and he loves all the details, and like, he would love this kind of stuff, noodling out. But I know a lot of people are always like, just get me to the character. I just want the cool character with the neat expression, and we'll just put a black background, or we'll just kind of put some squares back here. Like, no, he loves the whole, as much as he loves drawing the characters, I think he loves drawing the backgrounds as well. And you can see it in his work. Really shows off. Here. See, look, that's about a 15% too big. And for something like this, where this silhouette is so prominent in the foreground, I also like to squint my eyes and see the negative space too. So it's like I'm drawing these leaves, I'm like, oh yeah, that looks like that leaves. But then when I squint and look at the negative space, I'm like, oh, that looks totally off. Like, this shape looks totally off. So I gotta readjust to make the squint test work. This. This music's putting me to sleep. Mark's Music Obsession says, I get to see a beautiful sunrise every day, unless obstructed by storm clouds, of course. Filmed this morning so I could show my mother because she doesn't get up as early. So you get up earlier than your mom. Wow. I was just with my parents in that trip that I took to Colorado, and man, they would wake up so early and go to sleep so early. I can't imagine waking up earlier than him. Awesome One says, I worked at FedEx nightly about 30 hours a week for 8 years, then full-time for 2 years, then quit and became a missionary for about a year. Wow. That probably screwed up your sleep schedule. Just Jeff Loeb is hit or miss to me. Yeah, same. I feel the same. Pepperoni pizza. Gone. Always with the support there, Awesome One. I appreciate it. To be honest, this feels like Undertale music. I don't even know what Undertale music is. Is that a game? Is that a video game? I'm so not hip with it. All right, let me switch music. Oh, this one too. Let me try and see if I can find something else. How about this one? No, this one's definitely sleepy. This one's all right. I gotta get me some Comrade Sammy Fat Rat in here. There's this one artist that I follow. His name's Thomas. I think his last name's Patilli. He's a comic book artist, and he really does some cool stuff. Specifically, I like the way that he does, like his ink. He draws and inks traditionally, but he just did a recent video on the Rob Liefeld Deadpool cover. Did you guys see that? Like it's being bid out on auction. I don't even know if it's sold already or what, but it was being auctioned for $7.5 million, this one cover page. And so he kind of had I guess a commentary on it or something. He did a video just saying, like, you know, why he thought the page was selling for so high or whatever. And but he also did a kind of what I'm doing, like a master study replica of it. It was a little bit more inspired by, as opposed to trying to match it exactly. And then he's selling his drawing for like $100 or something. But I thought that was kind of smart, of like, oh, you're doing a study, but also kind of riding the wave of somebody who, if they like Rob Liefeld's work, maybe they'll buy yours for like a discounted price. You're going on the big small screen. My head? Am I? Sorry if you're seeing my head. Oh, so that was a video game emo trash? It's all the rage back in like 2016. Oh, man, I'm definitely not versed in video game history. These master studies make me want to start sketching landscapes from the boat, or sure, I will do that. Do it, Mark. That'd be great. I'm sure you got great things to sketch. That would be so amazing to see. Like, you can get pretty easy supplies. I think like sketching on your boat, I would get like a brush pen, or like one of those water pens I have, those brush water pen that hold water, so that you can like just sketch with a pen and then hit it with like a wash really quick. But you can get some great like studies on that. This nose, this. It's more straight on than this can't. Size. Megalovania next. Oh my gosh. Play Colt. Oh yeah, that won't get me struck at all. I've been seeing all these people posting on social media about they're getting their copies of the Batman Year One Artist Edition. It's the one I ordered and it got delayed. It seems like there's like a British bookstore called OK Comics, I think, that everybody's getting their deliveries from OK Comics, but they're a British store. So I'm like, dang it. I just ordered mine through Amazon. But it looks amazing. Looks really amazing. Maybe I should do a study on Mazzucchelli. I think Shanth would kill me though if I did a study on Mazzucchelli. Shanth actually took a class from David Mazzucchelli in college and did not enjoy it. It didn't sound like it was very enjoyable, which is really sad to hear. So yeah, I think if I did a Mazzucchelli study, he'd disown me as his friend. So funny, he didn't even... It's like you can't even see the cigarette in the guy's hand here. It's like cropped off weird. So interesting. Alright. It's funny looking at it on screen. It's a totally different. Yeah, looks so different. When I draw it on the screen, I can see that those eyes were way bigger and higher than they should be. That's probably what's... Yeah, this blue feels really stiff. Done with my exercise, Cranberry Ranger says. If I'm not back by when you finish your stream, Rocky and Chad, have a great one, Chow. Have a good one, Cranberry Landers. Yeah. Don't go tripping on your treadmill. Oh, sorry. Was that me? Did I hit the mic? I meant to hit the mic. Sorry, Maggie. At least Maggie doesn't protest when you cough. There's actually the kind of cats I have they're called Siberian color point. Really beautiful cats, really very social, very quirky, and great with humans, great with kids especially. It's part of the reason why we got them. And the breeder that we got our cat from, they're also the same breeder as this famous cat called the Mayo cat. I think Mayo. That's like a really weird viral cat that went viral. Mayo cat. Oh, speaking of which, Cherish Psalms isn't here. The whole thing about the skibbity toilet. The irony on that is, yes, I did look up what skibbity toilet was after the stream. The irony in that is I actually posted something on X a few days ago, or maybe a week ago, about like, this is the state of our industry, or here we are now, or something to that effect. Because I saw an article saying that whoever created skibbity toilet, they were getting some sort of Hollywood deal or something, which is crazy. So the funny thing is I had heard about it, but I didn't put two and two together until I watched the clip, and I'm like, oh, I already knew about this horrible thing. I just don't get it. I don't get it. In a world of so many great artists and ideas, and that's the best we can come up with. It's kind of like politics. It's like, really? That's the best we can come up with? Oh my gosh. Okay. Out of everybody that is interested in politics or everybody that's interested in art, that is the best idea that's out there? Oh, is Alan Lau? Alan Lau, are you still watching? If my buddy Alan, there's some news that's coming out on the showrunner on X-Men 97. Doesn't look good. Some controversy. He was pulled from the show, and everybody was raving about what he did on that cartoon. And I actually really enjoyed the cartoon. I thought it was a great job. It's the best animated X-Men, right up there with Pride of the X-Men. But yeah, there's some controversy going on with that guy, unfortunately, which is a shame. Ugh, why am I using that eraser? There's actually not that many elements, not that much drawing on this page now that I'm into it. I mean, it's hard, and there's like all sorts of things to figure out, but when it comes down to it, it's not that much drawing. gonna get my... this guy. If you cough or sneeze several times in succession, should come to you and check on you concerned. Aww. As opposed to my cat that was like cursing me. Cursing me in meows. Why did you subject yourself to TikTok brain rot? I don't know. I was curious. Yes, there is a Hollywood deal. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Sorry. No, I don't wanna print that page. We'll find the article. Ooh. There you go. There you go, Emo Trash. Check that out. And be alarmed or be sad. Oops. I'm just glad you didn't play it on stream. My brain thanks you. Yeah, I wouldn't play that. I miss when the brain rot was Gravity Falls. Or it was like, when I was growing up, it was like Ren and Stimpy was considered the like brain rot, which it's amazing. I mean, most of it was amazing. That is a crazy panel for mid and far ground, all only using black and white. Wow! Adam, once again, comes into stream, calling it, keeping it real, and like cutting to the chase, keeping us on track. Yes, as opposed to going down the skibbity toilet. Yes, that's one of the reasons why I picked this page as an option to reproduce. Was just so one of the things I wanted to talk about. All right, I'm going to stop the music for a second. One of the things I wanted to talk about was each one of these panels, the way that Golden laid it out, is the same exact size, right? But what's happening in the panels are very different in terms of emotional impact or storytelling or just the weight of each panel. If you wrote it out in a story of what's happening each panel, they have different impact. But when he locked it into these similar... So my natural instinct, if I was just given this story and I was to lay it out, would be to vary the panel size based on what's happening. Like, you know, off the top of my head, it's like some of these quicker moments or like more action-y moments, I might have rotated the panel or like skewed it or made them smaller or whatever to make it feel quicker. But he kept them all in the same proportion panel, 6 panels, which he does a lot actually in the NAM. And I'm assuming that it was intentional, but it's really fascinating because that puts a lot of burden on the actual composition and what he's choosing to show in each one of these panels to change the tone, change the speed that you read it, change the feeling of it. And he does it so masterfully. So like you pointed out, it's like There's that far shot. There's the mid shot where they're like talking. You really want to see their expressions. There's this like, you know, in the hole, looking through the brush kind of shot. And then how he crops the characters in the panel too have such an impact. So it's really cool. Really not easy to do. Yeah, Gravity Falls. That was a good one. Good seeing you, Adam. Gravity Falls was the better Stranger Things. Only season 1 of I agree. Man, I jumped on that comment email, looked up that show, and was immediately disappointed. So it was animated. That first panel is amazing. You like how I didn't draw anything? I know there's so much depth and like density to this first panel, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm a little scared, but I'm about to get to it. I like animation, but wanted a second better. I wanted a second better Stranger Things. I think Noah quit streaming because he streamed Instagram, and Jay in chat thought that laughing at brain damage isn't funny. Ooh. Oh wow, the headline is an actual tragedy, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty depressing. Okay, let's see. Here we go. This is also depressing, me trying to reproduce this. So it looks like, yeah, looks like horizon. There's this kind of jutting up here. Oh, I gotta make sure I'm watching time. Let me check my messages really quick. Hopefully nothing dire came in. Okay. I usually put my phone on like do not disturb. But then if something as emergency comes in. Ooh. My order of Batman Year One David Mazzucchelli has shipped. How about that? That means it's coming next week. All right, cool. So we got this little grassy plain here. Some sort of tent thing here. These guys sitting on a shadow or a blanket here. Oh my gosh, there is so much detail. I will definitely probably have to hit this with those pens as opposed to the brush, because there's a lot of intricate detail here that I don't think I'll be able to capture if I'm doing it with the ink brush. And I'm curious to know what, I believe John Beatty, the artist John Beatty, was the inker on there. He's a great inker. He actually inked a lot of Mike Zeck stuff too, some of the best Mike Zeck stuff. So he tends to have like a cleaner inking style as well. But I'm curious what tools he used, if he was the one inking this, what tools he used. I feel like Michael Golden, when he inks himself, uses technical pens more than he uses a brush. I could be wrong about that, but I think he's more of a technical pen dude. I know that my John Beatty has used brush, especially like on Mike Zeck's work. But I don't know if he did that on Golden's. This is a hard panel. Having to draw stuff that you don't feel like you're really good at, or it's not the exciting panel, that's hard to do. It's like a gun with a helmet on it. Some bags here, sandbags. Sandbags here, helmets. he's using shadow here on these tents. Ooh, this is not going to be fun. I might have to bust out a mechanical pencil to get some of this detail in before I start inking. Maybe. What is that? Looks like these are like antenna. Oh, I saw this cool video on YouTube. I don't remember the I don't remember the channel. I'd have to go back and look at my watch history, but it was a guy who does calligraphy. And he was live streaming and he was practicing doing this logo for, I don't even know what it was for. I think a store or something, doing a hand-drawn calligraphy logo for the store. But he would do this, like, you would see him drawing and he would do this like over and over and over and over and over and over again. Like this, like that, without touching the paper, just kind of this. Like, it's just constantly like tracing his steps, tracing his steps, and then he would hit it with the pen. It was so cool. But he was just like, it's almost like somebody doing like practice runs or something before they actually did a race or a jump. So yeah, that doesn't even go halfway, so it's here. Is the bottom left panel the bad guys? If so, I like that he has the guns pointed at each other. Yes, these are the bad guys. So this gun is coming through this. This is like the reverse angle. They're kind of spotting the American soldiers sitting there, and then they take fire. And then, yes, that's totally intentional, I'm pretty sure. It is 100% intentional, I think. No, it is intentional that they're shooting in the opposite direction or shooting at them on this panel. So it's pretty cool with screen direction, right? It's like if the bad guys are shooting this way, then the good guys are shooting this way. And you can see that in film when it's done well. Like in films, you never get lost of like, wait, did that gunfire come from the good guys or the bad guys? Like, you know, based, if somebody does it right, you know, based on the screen direction. Or if you're even more brilliant, like George Lucas, you color the good guys' gunfire and the bad guys' gunfire differently from each other. And you'll never get confused of who's shooting who. Which was such a brilliant artistic move. We take it for granted, but such an awesome choice of his to do that. Okay, kinda. Yeah, it's definitely gonna have to be some technical pen wizardry in here to get this working. Like, these faces are super detailed. I'm assuming that the scale that I blew this up at is the scale that he drew at, and it's really detailed. Like, you can already tell from this drawing, or here, not mine, this drawing, that this is this guy and this is this guy, based on the hairstyle and the posture. I don't know if you guys can see it too. Let me zoom in. This is amazing. Can you see, like, it's a little blurry, sorry, but can you see the, like, folds in his tummy as he's, like, leaning over, the pinches in his tummy fat, and then, like, the rib cage here? It's crazy. I'm already tired looking at this drawing. Still waiting on Sean to tell me what time Tuesday the campaign is going live, because I will break the internet ordering the complete package he put together. My luck, it'll be 2 a.m. No, I'm sure he'll... Mark, you've been such a faithful subscriber, fan of his. I'm sure he will make it known to you. I'll put in a good word for you, buddy. But I'm sure he'll make it known for you. Shanta's traveling right now. I think he's mentioned this on stream, but he's dropping one of his kids off to college. So it's a pretty emotional day for everybody. We had an exchange this morning just about that, kind of that season in life, and saying how just giving him memories because we met in college 30 years ago. 30 years ago. Craziness. So yeah, just to kind of see his kid go off to college and think about us when we went to college is it's a bit sobering. Oh. So I totally missed that. I wish I understood what these lines were. I think they're like wires and tent. Parts of the tent. See like an antenna here. Kind of just making it up based on the mark. And Golden must have been looking at movies like Apocalypse Now. As far as reference, I know some of these shots like feel like they're from like those war movies, those Vietnam War movies. Apocalypse Now and what was the other one I was thinking of? Oh no, this goes into his head. Ooh, this is very complicated. Oh, I was going to show you guys the panel after this. Right here, after his friend got shot. Let me get that. I'll show you guys the panel. I'll catch up here. I ink with a calligraphy pen. Yeah, that's like people that ink with nibs. Yeah, maybe they use a nib here. Which maybe I could try. I don't know. I really want to master the brush. So even if it feels like it was inked with a nib in certain parts, I might go with a brush. But these like super thin detail lines, I'll probably be doing technical pen. Oh wow, that section was so small, my brain just kind of decided it was an amalgamation of whatever. I'm blind. Yo, back again, Cranberry Landers. What's up? 30 years ago is when you know you're getting old. It's true. It's true. It's at least another lifetime. 30 years. Yeah. You weren't even a twinkle in your parents' eyes. I went and got pizza. Thanks, awesome one. Nice. Is Rocky drawing a comic page? I knew it was going to be complicated. You're welcome. All right, let me get that second page just so you guys can see, because Whoa, sorry. My keyboard fell and hit that button. Where's that page? Oh, okay. Sorry. This is that page. So this happens. Medic here, quick, Mike. And then this is the final page of that book. Let me zoom in here. Crazy powerful. And then they have this letter to Mike's parents. He's a junior, and this is to Mr. and Mrs. Michael Albergo Sr. And they kind of say, like, it's my sad duty to inform you that your son Michael was killed in action on the 15th of October this year. Blah, 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 blah. Really powerful. Amazing panel. You see his hair here. It's like, that's all you need to show. You don't need to be gory about it or graphic about it. Like, you get it. And then, like, the next issue, he's totally depressed and kind of wrestling with his mortality and his friend's mortality. Anyway, it's good stuff. Nobody does books like this anymore. And as I had mentioned last stream, it takes a lot for me to get into like a war book, something that's not a superhero or sci-fi fantasy book. And I think when I was a kid, like, I knew about NAM. I remember seeing the ads for it, but I was like, it didn't really appeal to me. But now seeing it as an adult, it's like, it's really amazing storytelling. It's amazing to tackle that in comic book, right? To be able to tackle such a heavy subject that has nothing to do with superheroes in a comic book form is really bold, and man, they did it so well. It was really, really successful. I think you have to have the right people on it too, and Michael Golden was for sure the right person. Boop, boop, boop. 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 All right. So we got that first panel a little bit. Did I get the angle right on that propeller? The second panel blocked in a little bit. We're making progress here. This helicopter looks 15% too big. It's my default. Now it looks 15% too small. This helicopter is going to be the death of me. Come on now. It's like the journey your eye takes from left to right, and then translating that to your hand. So like I'm comparing left to right here, translating that with my hand, which is this distance here. There's always, like, it's skewed. That's closer. There we go. This doesn't come out as far or as low. Uh-huh. Okay. We'll work some of this out later as we tighten this up. All these negative space, goodness, this is gonna be crazy. These like negative space soldiers here. And there. Okay. Getting there. Getting there. This guy got to rework. This is going to be rework. I haven't really touched this. Let's go on to this panel. Next page looks gorgeous. Yeah. 30 years ago, I have great teenage stories from 40 years ago. And yes, I'm old, 55. That is not old. Mark's Music. 55 is the new 35. Mark's Music Obsession. You are not old. The offset angles of the images puts you into the place. Yep. Yep. You are there. Yeah, it does. It feels real. It feels real. And I think that, you know, Michael Golden must have, this is pre-internet days, right? When he was drawing this. So he must have been referencing from movies, magazines, books, I'm assuming, like National Geographic or Time magazine or whatever had photos from the war. He must have been referencing this stuff a lot. And you really feel like you are in this place in Vietnam. Like you feel the heat, you feel the like dirt, the swampiness, all that. You're not old, Mark, Comrade Sammy says. War is always interesting unless it's the Democrats egging on every war on the planet, then we can take a chill pill. Yeah, for sure. It's like, they call it like warmongering, or like, you know, just trying to drum up conflict always sells more than peace. Goes right here. Make sure I'm lined up. A little low. This pencil is starting to feel waxy again. Whoops. Hopefully I didn't freak out Maggie. I wouldn't think John Romita Sr. would be good for a Vietnam book. I could be wrong, though. I think he would be great. He, oh, wait, maybe I'm thinking of John Buscema. No, I think Romita Sr. Oh, wait. Maybe I am thinking of John Buscema. Didn't John Buscema draw Sergeant Fury? Or Sergeant Rock? He drew that, like, remember that Wolverine's Nick Fury book that I got, that I did an unboxing for? That was amazing. I had to go back and look at that again the other night. It's a really good book. Yeah, no, I think like Will Eisner would be great with a war story. If you get the right artist on it, right storyteller. Jack Kirby's done war stuff before. That was before he started doing superhero stuff. I think he did war stuff first. All those guys, those were the superhero stories that they were growing up with. It was war stories, westerns. It was only until, you know, Siegel and Schuster did Superman, and then Stan Lee and Jack Kirby started doing the Marvel stuff, that the genre of superheroes started to take hold of comics. It's that escapism as opposed to like living out war. But before then it was like, I mean, I guess there was pulps too, but before then the heroes were the John Waynes and the you know, Lawrence of Arabia, Bridge over the River Kwai, like all those kind of stories were the stories that people gravitated towards for their entertainment, for their escapism. I actually shy away from, I must be too much of a wimp, but I shy away from many war movies. I don't think I've watched that many war movies that I've really, like, I haven't watched Saving Private Ryan, if you guys can believe that. Everybody's told me it's amazing, but I'm like, I don't know if I want to watch it. Black Hawk Down, I haven't seen that. Everybody says that's amazing too. My friend Marty was saying one of the, because Marty's a firefighter, if you guys remember, firefighter. One of his firefighter mates, not bunk mates, but like one of the guys who works at his station, like he was in the war. He's an older guy, and he was in Black Hawk Down. Like that was his assignment. So Marty was like, yeah, that movie, remember that movie? Like that was him. He did that stuff. I was like, whoa. I feel like I gotta be a little bit more. I'm just eyeballing this, and this is not gonna work if you eyeball it with this kind of technical stuff. That's a trick. It'll help adjust my eyes to do it upside down. Yep, that's off. Yeah, that's off. Goodness gracious, this gun. I do that a lot. If I can't figure out a drawing, like something stumping me in the drawing, I will turn the paper a different way, and it like reorients my brain. Like seeing it upside down like this, I'm starting to see shapes that I didn't see the other way around, if that makes any sense, which helps. I'm pretty sure I do this digitally too. If I'm drawing something digitally and it's like not working for me, I'll rotate the screen or the image and see it from a different angle. I'm sure there's a scientific phenomenon that explains that, why that is, but it helps. Whatever it is, it helps. And then when I rotate it back or flip this page over back, I'm sure I'm going to look at it and go, ugh, that looks wrong. And you kind of go back and forth, readjusting, tweaking until it gets right. This is a very complicated gun. Yikes. I don't think about how it looks, just put down what you see. Don't think about how it looks, just put down what you see. View Askew. Yeah, that's it. I've heard that. View Askew. That's also the name of somebody's film company, I think. View Askew. Rocky is like the Geico lizard's worst cousin. 15% or more on the wrong side of the spectrum. Nice. You can always block the edges, compare the sizes. I could lightbox. Yeah, I could lightbox it. But that's kind of cheating. Is this going to be 3D? Nah. He's referencing Rocky via time travel. I meant junior, not senior, sorry. John Romita Jr., it's so funny. Like, I love John Romita Jr.'s, especially his, like, older X-Men stuff before he became the, like, workhorse that he was when he was working on X-Men. What do I have here? All the Mutants, Dark Phoenix, The Gift. Is this one? Yeah. Like this stuff of John Romita Jr. stuff, I love. He was really loose. It's great. Love that Storm. Nimrod. His Juggernaut was awesome. I love this run of John Romita Jr. And then later stuff that he did with like Daredevil, and I never got into his Spider-Man as much, but I mean, he's really, really good. But I know there's a lot of people right now who don't like his stuff. Now that he's older, I have no idea why. He's consistently John Romita Jr. It's not like his style changed dramatically. But could I see John Romita Jr. doing a war book? Probably. Yeah, probably. I love this stuff. It's really good run for him. This is Paul Smith right here. Here's John Romita Jr. Yeah, his Storm was awesome. He did the whole Phoenix 2. It's great. The Hellfire Club. Will Eisner can do about it. He could. I was like, that guy was a monster storyteller. I was actually looking at one of his books recently. Where did I put that? When I was thinking about what the next artist I would would do a master study from, I was looking at Eisner stuff, and these are these are pages I earmarked, so that it might be coming soon, but his stuff is really, really amazing. And he used brush inks, another reason I love it. But his his storytelling is second to none. There's this one story in here. Did I earmark it? Oh, I love these pages. I'm going to totally do stuff like this for my own comic book with like the letters or part of the environment. Love that. So inventive. He did this one story. It's in this book there where it's like told from this serial killer's eyes or point of view, but he actually puts you inside his head. Have you guys seen this story? It's amazing. Sorry, again, it's a little blurry because my camera is not the greatest at that resolution. But Yeah, Will Eisner's the best. So yeah, he might be one that I'd be looking at for a master study sometime in the near future. Rocky requested to follow me back on X. I appreciate it. And did you not respond? I've been waiting like all day, all night, emo trash. I'm like, when is she going to accept me? I thought we were friends. What's going on? Yeah, I'm mostly on YouTube and X. Those are my go-tos for social media. Occasionally Instagram. I just find Instagram's algorithm to be crap. So I'm not putting that much time into it, and its interface too is like not the greatest. Facebook I don't do much at all. I'm only a part of a couple of like comic appreciation. I'm part of the Michael Golden appreciation fan club or something Facebook group, and then also the Wildstorm Facebook group there. That's pretty much it that I go to for Facebook. And then I do not use TikTok. So yeah, that's about all I have the time for. YouTube definitely takes up most of my time. But it's been the most rewarding, for sure. Meeting all you fine folk. All 293 of you. Because we are that close to 300 people. 293. We're still at 293. Spread the word. We're heading there. Maybe if I posted a link for Skibbity Toilet, we'd already be there. Okay, now... Oh yeah, this one might be good to look at upside down. Yeah, he's too big. His head's too big. Nose too big. Huh, funny. Actually, not too bad. Oh yeah, that arm is... Okay. The fingers. Okay. Then probably probably over the weekend I'll continue working on this more, tightening up more, and then do the whole like scanning it in at Kinko's, bringing it home, doing the color shift to get it to be blue line, and then printing it out on cardstock, and then we'll start hitting the inks on this once I get it to that point. Enjoy the whole lot of nothing I will be posting. I do that too, but I lose marbles. Marbles? was going to drive out on the island for the sunset, but it's cloudy to the west. Ah, bummer. We'll probably take a drive anyway. Don't feel like going to bed as early as normal tonight. Woo! Mark, you rebel. Going to bed after 10. What time does the sunset? The sunset's really late right now for us. It sets at around like 8:30. So I think that is also what sets me up for staying up later, because it's like the sun doesn't set till way late. So your brain's still kind of like, oh, it's daytime. I should be up. It also doesn't help that I do most of my work indoors, and so I don't see sunlight. Wow, look at that. Even that angle looks weird at this rotation. A little bit more kinked. Not that kinked. Okay, then this head is way bigger than it should be. I Geico'd it. This nose goes down longer than it should be. I have the Spirit comic on my wall. Nice. It's awesome. Is Eisner one of your favorites? So good, that guy. I rarely open X Rocky. I apologize. No problem. No problem. I just realized I wasn't following you on Twitter, X Rocky. I just fixed that. Nice. Thanks. Was I following you? I hope so. If not, I will. After the stream, I'll jump on that. Yeah, everybody kind of jumps around different, whatever works. I find that ever since Elon Musk took over Twitter, changed it to X or whatever, that my feed was a lot better. The algorithm on my feed was a lot better based on what I was looking at. I mean, it's still crazy. You still get bots. You still get ads and all that. And there's things that are annoying about it. But it was way different until he took over. And I was almost done with it. I was just like, this is just a mess, this place. There's nothing worth it. But ever since then, now all my feed is cute cat videos and comics. Lots of comic stuff comes in. And oh my gosh, I didn't even talk to you guys about this. It's actually kind of tragic as I'm seeing it play out in the news. But did you guys watch the Olympics, the breakdancing Olympics? I like breakdancing. I like watching breakdancing. I don't breakdance myself, but I do like watching it and watching shows about it and kind of watching people do it. But there was this whole so it was the Olympics. It was the first year they allowed it into Olympics. I don't know if it's going to come back. I thought it was like, it was all right in the Olympics. It wasn't as cool as some competitions I've seen. But the biggest news out of that was Australia's competitor was this break dancer by the name of Raygun, and she is I'd say a middle-aged woman. I think she's a school teacher. And I saw her compete, and I thought it was a joke when she came on, because if you guys just look up, like, it's just all over the internet. But the sad thing is, she was pretty serious about it, and she was like having fun, she said. But everybody was like, this is a disgrace for breakdancing, because it was just so bad. It looked like me trying to breakdance pretty much. But because of that, because of the whole like how that played out in the Olympics. And she didn't get far. Like the judges didn't give her any votes. It was kind of bad. All these memes have been showing up of Ray Gun dancing, and they are incredible. Like they are so good, and it just makes me laugh. It just makes me laugh. I just saw you liked one of my comments, Emo, on Twitter. It just makes me laugh, these memes. And it's really bad because apparently there's been a lot of negative backlash towards her too. And she even put out a press release or like a video saying, hey, like, I'm really proud of what I did. And, you know, it's all the negative backlash has been difficult on my Australia teammates and me and my family, and I can see that. Like the internet is horrible in that sense, but the memes of it are so amazing, and I've been obsessed with those memes. I've been sending them to my brother-in-law like consistently every time I find a new one, and each new one I find is funnier than the next. And so they just keep getting better and better and better as the internet does. Like it just keeps upping the ante of how ridiculous it is. So yeah, now my feed, because I clicked on so many of those, now my feed is full of like ray gun memes. It's really bad. I feel bad for her. Like it shouldn't be negative towards her. But it's really funny too. I can't stop laughing at them. So yeah, that's my feed. Comics, ray gun memes, cat videos, cute cat videos, doing crazy things, and just connecting with other artists. That's been the fun thing with. I've had the most success connecting with other artists on Twitter and X. Everybody that said they were leaving it because Elon Musk took over, they're all still there. Most of them are still there. So it's cool. Mark's Music Obsession says, I don't have many followers on X either, but I also mostly repost. Yeah. I think the last time I was actively paying attention to X was during the Trump-Biden debate, and when Trump got shot, nothing else since then. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty incredible how quickly, it's good and bad, right? How information disseminates on X specifically, like how quickly like news or newsworthy things happen and show up on X. I'm always amazed at that. And I think that's the whole point, right? It's like this community-based moderation of information. That's Elon Musk's whole thing. It's not controlled by a corporation. It is everybody mass reporting from their point of view. And so it's good and bad. It's, hey, stop fighting. My cats are awake and now they're fighting because it's getting close to dinner. It's not even getting close. Yeah, it's kind of getting close to dinner time. So yeah, it's really fascinating, but how can you really curate that, moderate that, sift through that, and be responsible with that? I almost think like it's too much of a response. It should just all be ray gun memes. That's it. That's all you're allowed to do. Without hurting her, all you're allowed to do. Just ray gun memes. Let me flip this over and see how... yeah, that looks a little better. And I did it from upside down. That looks a little better. See? It's all about perspective. It is a little big still, though. I did Geico it, Emo. I did Geico it. Might have been during one of those searches that I went ahead and followed. Right, like after Trump got shot, you looked me up. Has that happened? I am the anomaly that actually prefers when it's pitch black outside by like 5 p.m. during the winter. Really? Oh, that depresses me. Just like I'm affected by weather. Long nights really affect me. I'm like, it's really depressing. Sets at about 7:30 here now. Okay. The sun. It's Rocky. I seldom see 10 p.m. only for Pizza Live and a couple other streams. You're a good man, Mark. You're probably healthier too because of it. I'm definitely not in that camp of healthy sleep habits. You were struggling with bots and ads? I will not be mentioning the horrors that used to be on my feed for someone inexplicable. Yeah. Break in 2, Aussie girl can't break dance. It was so good. I saw a meme of, you know that scene in Jurassic Park where the kid is like frightened in the kitchen and the velociraptors break in? Somebody like photoshopped her in like one of her poses in it. It just had me dying laughing. Somebody made cutouts of her legs and her body and put it on their rear windshield, and so when the back windshield wiper is flipping, it looked like one of the moves she did in it. I was like, the lengths that people went to like meme her were amazing. They've taken breakdancing out of, I know, I mean, did they really officially? I wouldn't be surprised. And it actually, regardless of her, it wasn't really, it didn't feel great the way that they set up. They needed to figure out a different format. Like I've watched those shows, those reality dance shows where they've had breakdancing competitions that have been a way more interesting than the way they did in the Olympics. So yeah, I didn't think it was that successful. I wouldn't even be and make it to the Olympics. I don't like kicking a person while they're down. Adding insult to injury makes you feel terrible. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Guilty. I don't like kicking her. That's why when I saw that it like affected her negatively, how could it not? But it was pretty crazy. If you don't live in the 80s, don't attempt it. Artists just send me memes and weird videos. Yeah. I'm currently your sole follower. Really? Hey, everybody, go follow Emo Trash. I can't be the only one. Really? That's not cool. Not cool for you. Watching the Zayd brothers, awesome one is. Cool. That was Phil Diaz's book. Remember we did that interview with Adam Lawson for his Psycho Slumber Ashcan? Yeah, go check out that Zayd content. Also just followed The Art and Times of Jay Ryan. Oh, I guess Mark's Music Obsession just now followed you, Emo. How about that? Look at that. We're building community here. Even though none of us really post on X, we're building community. Is Cran building stairs to the moon? I like it when it gets dark really early and really late. I slept the equivalent of 4 hours over 2 nights this week. Ooh, that doesn't sound good. You need to go to bed early. Standards are nearing 0 on skill or participants for the breakdancing, or are you talking about for the Olympics? I enjoy the Olympics. I always enjoy the Olympics. I love sports competition. I love the patriotism of each country and how countries can compete. You can still fight or compete, but at the end of the day, you come and shake hands and good sportsmanship and all that. I love that. And then there's always the stories, whatever the stories of like some sort of tragic event that somebody has to overcome, or some drama that happens in a competition where somebody comes out of nowhere and is competing with one of the best people in the world, like all that kind of stuff. I love it. It's like track and field, swimming, gymnastics, all those kind of things. I really love the Olympics. Although it's very different now to watch the Olympics. Before, it's like you'd be glued around the TV with your family and that's all you'd watch. Now it's pretty much on demand. Like we were watching most of the Olympics through the Peacock app, NBC's Peacock app, and you can watch a lot of that stuff on demand. So if you missed an event, you could just watch it when it showed live. You could just watch it again later. You could filter out your content based on events. So yeah, it was a totally different than just 4 years ago, the way of watching the Olympics. I'm a privated account. I don't do anything with it. I have no plans to. It's okay. You just have followers. I fell asleep a little bit about 10 minutes ago. All right, good. You need about 60 more of those times to make up for the sleep you lost. Olympics are not up to par anymore, I see. The Olympics was the Traged event. The Traged event. T-Raged? Traged event. Yeah, I could see something. There was some great stuff, though, in the Olympics. Let me think. What was some of my favorite stuff in the Olympics? I love the men's basketball. I'm a basketball fan, and I'm a Golden State Warriors fan, obviously, Steph Curry. And watching him play on the same team as all those greats like LeBron James, who is typically the enemy to Warriors fans, but watching them play together, and they played so well together, mad respect for them. It was like watching a video game, basically. And yet, the other teams that they competed against were very competitive. France, Serbia. But that was fun. I really loved watching that competition. I loved watching the women's... that was another meme-worthy one. The women's track and field. There was a runner from, I believe, the Netherlands. Her name was Femke Bol. She was really good. But they interviewed her, and so many clips I saw of people saying, I did not expect that voice to come out of her. And she kind of sounded like Minnie Mouse a little bit. Like she just finished running this amazing race, and then they interviewed her, and she was like, oh, I can't believe how hard that was, and everybody was like, whoa. I do love gymnastics, watching gymnastics. Those are always really competitive. Women's basketball was great this year, too. What else did I like watching? I love tennis. I do like watching tennis, although my favorite player, Carlos Alcaraz, he's a Spaniard, did not win the gold. He lost in the final match against the GOAT of all GOATs, Novak Djokovic. It's incredible. He's won everything, literally everything multiple times. And he's pretty much Alcaraz's main competitor in tennis right now. Alcaraz is like the new face of tennis, one of the youngest guys to win as much as he does. He's an amazing player to watch, really fun to watch, super electric and dynamic. And Djokovic is just the skilled, like, veteran, and they're constantly fighting in finals against each other out of these major events. And sure enough, in the Olympics, they faced each other, and it was awesome. And they lost. Alcaraz lost like as tight of a race as he could. I think it was like 7-6, 7-6 in the final. So he was pretty devastated about it. But if he were to lose to anybody, it would have been that guy, Djokovic. So that was fun. Swimming was pretty cool. I don't get so excited about swimming, but it was cool to see the competition. What other events did I watch? I didn't watch many of the obscure events like weightlifting or fencing or anything like that. Those are harder for me to like get excited about. Now I feel like Mikey's eyeball is a lot more tilted than when I have it. All right, I'm going to wrap up here, at least today's work, pretty soon. But we made good progress. A lot more progress than I thought I was going to make. I do have to probably like step back and look at what I drew off stream to see, because sometimes you need that step away. Tragic. They are the tragedy, huh? Okay, Rocky, a b-ball fan. Who's your starting 5 dream? Oh, man. Woo! That's a tough one. So I didn't really start watching basketball as much when I was younger. I actually started watching basketball when my son got into basketball. Do you guys want to go out? Is that what it is? that why you're fighting? Okay, go. So starting five. Whew. Definitely Steph Curry, Michael Jordan. See, I'm not as adept in knowledge of basketball to know like the positions and like who would play the position. I'm just shooting out players. Like some of these players probably overlap in positions, Mark. But I'll tell you my favorite players to watch would be Steph Curry, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan for sure. Michael Jordan's one of my favorites. Magic Johnson crosses over with like Steph Curry as far as like a point guard. But Magic Johnson I think he's just super fun to watch. Yeah, see, I don't pick the right people for the positions like Shaq. I mean, he would be an incredible center. Yeah, I mean LeBron James, as much as I've watched him be the enemy to the Golden State Warriors and Steph Curry and all that, he is incredible. Like he is really unstoppable. So like he's up there for me. I love watching him, especially when he's playing for the team that I'm rooting for. I love watching him play. Like out of the new players, like the newer, younger players, who do I like watching? Ja Morant. I don't like what he does off court. He's kind of like a knucklehead a little bit for me off court, but watching him on court is really fun. Trying to think. Who else? I do love Jokic, Joker. He's crazy just because he's not your typical basketball player, but he's really fun to watch too. Oh, how could I forget? Kevin Durant, one of my favorites. When he was on the Warriors, holy moly, that guy. That was amazing. I got to see some games live with him and Steph Curry and Kevin Durant. That was amazing. That was like, whew, you don't see that often. When you run and are out of breath, you commonly have higher pitch, especially when you're trying hard not to breathe hard. Yeah, but it was really high pitch. And that's what made it... Like, she wasn't panting. It was just like, whoa, oh, that's your voice. Okay. There's no point in participating in events that don't care to be the most high standard, but don't care in upholding a high standard. Yeah, there's some of that going on for sure. Like, yeah, for sure. Mark's Music Obsession says, I don't follow b-ball anymore, no defense, and you can't even breathe on a player without... Yep, it's true. It's true, and I've heard so much commentary about that from the older guard of saying, like, you know, they're soft. The players are soft, but... And I think that's one of the things, like, I don't think LeBron James is soft, but he definitely, like, why he was such an enemy and, like, people didn't like it, or people don't like him, is because he was such a complainer and would flop a lot and stuff like that. So that's why I love Steph Curry. Like, that dude is just skill. And yeah, he has a different style of play. He's not as physical as some of the older basketball legends, but he really reinvented the game. And I think, like, now you see every kid who likes basketball wants to be Steph Curry. They want to, you know, shoot the three ball and dribble, do all the fancy dribbles and night, you know, the night gesture and all that. Like, that's what he's done. So, and he seems like a really upstanding guy. I believe I know he's a Christian, and he kind of is very open about his faith off the court and the things that he does for the community. And yeah, he just seems like a really, really outstanding dude. So that helps. That helps with the image. Like, he's somebody who has handled all that fame, all the accolade, every single award that he won, and has been humble about it, and also, like, totally a baller. And that's an amazing That's a hard line to ride. You're either cocky or you're like humble and quiet, but he kind of does both of them. Thanks for your stream, Rocky. Have a good evening. All right, see you later. See you later, Cranberry Langers. You like that short dude. Are you talking about like Muggsy Bowles? Or Isaiah Thomas, maybe? See you later. Well, sleep well. See you in chat like in 5 minutes. Magic at the point. Jordan as the shooting guard. Larry Bird, my favorite, a small forward. How could I forget Larry Bird? Tim Duncan at power forward and Shaq at center, of course, all at prime. Yes, of course. See, like, I didn't really watch Tim Duncan that much. I mean, I know he's one of the greats of all time, but I didn't really watch him that much. Maybe I wasn't interested in basketball when he was at the top of his game. So yeah, Larry Bird would be amazing to have on the team. Did you ever watch The Last Dance, Mark's Music Obsession? That's a great documentary. Michael Jordan documentary, Last Dance, and then there's also one, The Redeem Team is another one you should watch on streaming. Those are all great documentaries about basketball and about those teams. So yeah, love it. I thought Rocky was ending it. I'm still here. I don't really like basketball. No, I am ending it soonish. Probably, yeah, probably like 5-10 minutes. I'm ending it. Cranberry's like, all right, see you guys. Oh, we're still doing. All right, hey everybody. Whoa, Shot the Jetty are in Florida. What's up, man? Okay, hopefully this doesn't get me struck. Well, I'm nervous. I made you a sound, Sean. I'm nervous it's gonna get me struck though, because yeah, I'm gonna hold on. What's up, Sean? He made it to Florida. Holy cow! And on stream. Holy cow. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to you about this sound effect that I did, because I did it and then I got hesitant because I was like, wait, I'm using a recorded clip for part of this, so a music clip for Sean's thing. So how you doing? Hope your flight was well, brother. How you doing? Hope you're emotionally ready. I'm not ready. But thanks for stopping in, man. Hope you're well. Everybody's saying hello, Shanth in the Sunshine State. Shanth is right in Mark's backyard. Mark, pin him down for that Nosfero launch time. Now's the time. He's in your zip code. No, I actually don't know where. I know Florida's huge, so I don't know where he is, but that's awesome. Mark's wondering what time you're going to launch the campaign, Shanth. He does not want to miss it. Second Chance campaign, Nosfero the Cryptwalker. Everybody mark your calendars. Tuesday, is it Tuesday? August 20th. Mark it down. It's going to be a big one. Second Chance campaign, both the oxidized edition and the artist edition. Are you calling it artist edition, Shanth, or art only edition? I forgot. But yeah, mark your calendars, everybody, because that's going to be one not to miss. And knowing Shanth, it's going to be amazing. And it's just going to be great to see another format for Nosfero the Cryptwalker and all the cool stuff that Shanth's adding on to that. It would be lovely or awesome to see it just art only. I'm really looking forward to that one. So yeah. And then I think Shanth said he's going to hide like a $500 bill in one of his packages, right, Shanth? Isn't that what you're doing? That'll be great. I hope I get that one. Like a Willy Wonka ticket. That would be amazing. All right, let's see. We're in a good spot here, I think. Until I look at this without the stream and then realize everything looks off. But I think we're in a good spot. Anybody have good weekend plans? I know Shant does. Wait. Shant is on the beach drinking a mimosa. If your son chooses to go to school here, he's got his father's good taste. Nice. His son says hi. Amen. Awesome. The art edition is what it's called. Yeah. You should give your son Mark's contact information, and then he can give him free boat rides every now and then when he wants to take a break from college. I'm just making stuff up here. If you guys didn't notice, I'm just committing people to all sorts of things that they didn't commit to. And then Mark's music obsession said he's going to cook him a home cooked meal every week. And then Sean's son said he's going to clean Mark's boat after he gets that home cooked meal. It's going to be amazing, guys. It's an amazing community. Oh, boy. Oh, this is really unworked. I'm not going to figure... yeah, I got to wrap this up, but this is not worked out well. This is one I got to look at upside down. Cranberry Lander says, I might be buying a bet. The Crypt Treasure Trove. Yes, it will be mine and my Wayne from the Wayne's World boy. It will be mine. I'm still working on my shelves. Is it like... How many shelves are we talking about here? Like, how many levels, Comrade Sammy? Is it like 2 levels? Are these shelves for... Are these cat shelves, maybe? We built, in our old house, we built some shelves for our cats. These same cats that are crazy in my life right now. We did it was an IKEA hack, and we mounted some shelves on the wall for them so that they had the place to like jump up and hang out. That still looked nice. That didn't look like one of those crazy cat trees or cat towers. But then when we moved from that house, we left it. Oh no, I didn't leave it. We took it down because we didn't think anybody would want them. But I didn't put them up in the house we're in now. Gross. Just go to IKEA, Comrade Sammy. I don't like used stuff except for books. The gang's for real getting together now. If I can't get a new edition, I don't like used. Hey, Jay Ryan, I've already poured my blood, sweat, and tears into these shelves. Ain't no going back now. That's right. They're wall shelves. I'm making 2 of them. All right, cool. Cool. I'm sure they're going to be great, Comrade Sammy. Don't worry. We're just joking with you. I think this chin comes out way too much. That's what's messing me up here. I think I'm going to have to trust that later because I do have to wrap up things. I think that's what's throwing me off, though, with the length of this arm. No. That arm hits about halfway point. Aha, this neck comes back here. This arm comes about here. Yep. Yep. to work this out later. Kind of hit my limit of like... Yep. He's got this cool mullet. And the gunfire. Yeah. Close. Oh, there's another gun deck here. Close enough. All right. Oh yeah, that fits a little bit better. Yeah. Cool. There we are. That's where we're at, guys. Not bad for first sitting. Not bad at all. Oh, why does his face look a lot wider? Yeah, I might have to adjust that a little bit, but we're getting there. Just have a few things. Definitely have to tighten this up here. Figure out the brush here. Figure out some of the details here. But we're close. So next time you see this, I will probably have these all tightened up to the point of get these all tightened up to the point where I can scan them in, and then hopefully not too much shortly after start the inking process. So we're on our way, guys. Not bad at all. All right, let me see where we're at. We'll catch up here, and then we'll finish it up. We'll wrap it up. Don't leave yet, Cranberry Landers. I'll update you all when I'm done with a community post. Okay, that sounds good. About your shelves? Awesome. Send a picture, too. I'd love to see it. She went from turtle rehab to DIY shelf assembly. That's right. Wouldn't your community post suffice to let us know about your community post being finished? All right, Mark's Music Obsession sent a link. What did you send a link for, Mark? Let me see. What is this? Oh.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
It
yes.
will be mine.
It will be mine. Somebody was showing a clip of Austin Powers. I was seeing like little clips of that, and I was like, man, you couldn't make that movie anymore. And it was really inappropriate, the clip that was sent, but it was so funny. I was laughing. But yeah, you can't make that kind of movie anymore. It's too... Like, Mike Myers kind of disappeared a little bit from the scene after he did, like, Shrek, I guess? I don't know. Didn't he do a recent movie? It was like a recent movie on Netflix. I think it was like The Illuminati or something. I only watched a little bit of it. It wasn't that funny, but it wasn't like Wayne's World or Austin Powers. Well done, young man. I know you're not talking to me. It'll get refined. You go eat. We'll be here. I'm glad this page won the poll. Yeah, me too. It's a great page. And like I said, there's not that many elements, but there is a lot, if that makes any sense. Like, there's a lot of information, a lot of story going on in 6 panels, people. 6 panels. It's telling so much story. And I love that. Like, I find that, I would say maybe the image generation did this a little bit, but it was all about, like, you know, breaking the panel and like splash page and all this like exciting stuff, and it was fun and I loved it. But there's something about just like 6 simple panels, but how adept the skill is in these panels to create a moment, to tell a story, a very, very powerful and heart-wrenching story in 6 panels. So I love it that that's the one that we're looking at here, and a lot of the Nanam stuff was like that. So if not this page, the other pages too had their similar qualities to it. But it's really good. I can't wait to get into the inking of this and the finished tightening up of it. But it's starting to come along already. It'll be fun to see this one done. Strong, independent woman you are, Comrade Sammy. I'll give you one of these. Oh, it's a little quiet now. Got to go back to where we were. The tent scene? Tent scene? Tons of motion on that page. That's right. Could make those movies if peeps didn't their heads up their bums. Could make those movies if peeps didn't have their heads up their bums. Yeah. All right. Well, wow. That was just what I needed. Really. It was fun to just get back on a page, wrestle with it, talk to you guys as I was doing it, trying to figure things out. But super excited to see this one more fleshed out and on its way to a finish. And I'm curious to see if I will... It doesn't seem like there's as many... Looking at the Zek page on my wall, definitely more ink on the page than this one will take. So hopefully it'll go a little faster. Not that I want to speed through it, but there are definitely some areas where that Micron pen, Pit pen, is going to have a lot more mileage in it than brush, that like in the Zek page. But it's great. It's a different thing to learn, different skill to learn. So super excited. You guys didn't tell me my hair was sticking up again. All right. Well, it was awesome hanging out with you guys. The same with a frame on a painting. Millions of paintings contained, each working for... It's true. It's true. If you think about it, before comics were invented and we were just looking at paintings to tell us stories, it would just be contained in a rectangle, but they would be like worlds and moments and, even like transformation, spiritual, like enlightenment, just contained within four a panel. So it's really powerful and kind of this is going to sound totally hokey, but I'm just going to say it. Just like a privilege to be able to try and walk in those footsteps of creating art that, affects people, that moves people, that changes people. It changes me when I create it. So similarly, hopefully when people see what I create, will have the same effect. If not, it's all right. Yo, Rocket Rocky, thank you. Cranberry Langers, short 3-hour stream. More. Was it 3 hours already? Holy mackerel. Rocky, add an Easter egg to each masterwork. Should I? I know Mark actually mentioned something like that about the last one. I feel kind of... I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. I'll think about it. I mean, it could be fun, but I also don't want to taint what they've done. I don't know. I'll think about it. Thank you, though. Thank you for the suggestion. I'll let that one die, brother. Later all, thanks for the stream. All right, everybody, thank you so much. I really appreciate the company. We will be, for sure, next week I will have a stream, an unboxing stream of that Batman Year One Mazzucchelli Artist Edition. That one will be a stream in and of itself, and then I'll do more Master Study streams next week. We'll be well into inks next week for sure. So stay tuned. Please like and subscribe this stream if you haven't already. Tell your friends. We are on our way to 300. We're trying to make it. Should I do something for the person who hits 300, who gives me 300? Is my 300th subscriber? Maybe. What could I do? Make them an instant mod? But what if it's like the other dude, Mr. Troll dude? What should I do? Or nothing. I can do nothing. But I'm excited that we're hitting 300. That's going to be amazing. So tell your friends. Let's do it. Skibbity toilet. Let's do it. All right. I will talk to you guys later. Have a good weekend. Great Friday. Sean, be well in Florida. My heart is with you and your family. And take care, everybody. We'll see you later.